having some public process for adding criteria for our priorities. Can you speak also to the timeline we have for action on this?
According to statute, you have until November 30th to adopt your property tax resolutions. If you take no action, the levy amount will remain the same as the previous year.
And to offer an amendment to include the 1% would require why I was pushing for it at the staff session is because we needed to be able to advertise it in the public hearing.
You can modify after taking public comment your ordinance. You do not have to re-advertise.
Okay, well then let's get a motion on the table for ordinance C-98-14 for the Conservation Futures Levy. As it currently reads, it has last year's amount plus new construction.
I'll second. Is there discussion?
Yeah, I wanted to offer an amendment in lieu of the overwhelming support for adding the 1%. So I would make a motion to amend this to include the 1%.
Motion dies for lack of second.
Then,
For a second.
Mr. Huffine.
Point of order, you didn't ask for a second. You said there wasn't one.
Is there a second? Motion dies for lack of second.
She's the chair. I'm uncomfortable with our audience participation in board deliberations, actually. So I would appreciate, there are just as a point of clarification, there's only 2 commissioners present.
Correct.
Commissioner Vaughn has dropped off the phone. He's no longer attending. We tried to call him back and we weren't successful. So the underlying motion is still
The motion.
there, and I guess in discussion about that, I think that our community, it has shown that they understand that there's health benefits, economic benefits, environmental benefits, agricultural benefits for salmon recovery with the Conservation Futures Fund, and I will continue to try to strengthen the program so that it can fulfill the important goals of Island County citizens.
So I've read the emails I've received and listened to the individuals who've commented. And the tone that you commented with. And I am unclear about how not increasing a tax is risking a program. The program will be funded at the very same level. The program is not going away and the tool is still available. It's not under attack, it's just simply not expanding. And I think that is, no parks are at risk. Acquisitions can still be made. We're just not increasing the tax on something that is voluntary for us to do as a community. It is not the same as an essential service like current expense, which funds county operations, nor is it the same as roads, which are a big county investment that we all drive on. This is something that we do as a community, and it's valuable. And I have said over and over that it's valuable. I've had opportunities to eliminate the program, and the program's still here. This is simply not increasing a tax. I think I've seen some of the emails that go around to claim that Island County only invests 2% in our parks is misleading and blatant misinformation spreading. In fact, Island County invests more than that. We use our REIT funds for it. We made budget allocations in the 2015 budget. We have somebody who's directly working on parks now, where before that was a shared position with Public Works and Parks. We've extended our seasonal employee workers. We're making investments with current expense and REIT dollars in our parks program. So I'm a little concerned about that. I'm also not going to sit here and accept the fact that I made a statement that parks were less than law and justice. In fact, if you listen to all of the conversations, I have not advocated for a law and justice levy increase. Commissioner Bont has, Commissioner Price Johnson has, but I have not. What I have done is point out the fact that we are in a situation where we're talking about potential increases, and we are in a precarious legislative cycle where we're very concerned about getting our portion of shared revenues. And if we do not get that, we will not have the funding to do basic services. And so knowing that we may be in a situation where we need to go out and ask for more, it feels like the best thing to do is be disciplined about what we're asking for. And then the last thing I want to say, I wrote a lot down, but I'm just going to say this part. Last year I got an email from an individual from South Whidbey who told me his taxes increased 22%. And I called BS on that. I thought there's no way that could be true. And then I did the research, and I want you to think about what it would be like to be 80 years old and have your taxes increased by 22%, and they did. The state legislature increased his assessment for state schools by $68.64. The general fund 1% increase cost him $19.69. County roads, the 1% increase cost him $24.50. There's no increase to clean water utility or the conservation district. Conservation futures cost $1.73. The Port of South Whidbey cost him additional $4.03. South Whidbey Parks and Rec cost him additional $5.52. South Whidbey Schools cost him additional $97.70. South Whidbey Fire and EMS cost him additional $23.29. A library district cost him an additional $11.80. Hospital EMS, an additional $11.80. The hospital bond, an additional $87.89. And so here's how I'm going to break it down for you. 22% increase, right? It's only $29.57 more a month. It's only $6.87 more a week. It's only 98 cents more a day. That's not even a latte. But it's a 22% increase, and I want to bring this up because we always say, and I've done it for things that I've supported too, it's just a latte, it's just a pizza. The thing is that it's an additional $357 a year that this man on a fixed income has to find because everybody just wants a little bit more. And this is an area where we can hold the line. I think it's a valuable program. I think it's a valuable tool. I stand by the program. I haven't eliminated the program, but in this year where we have precarious funding and we may need to go out and ask for more, I don't think that this is the appropriate time to increase even by 1 cent a day or a latte a month.
So, I appreciate your support for the Conservation Futures Program, and I do not think it's not a luxury. Preserving the natural resources in Island County is actually what we're sworn to do, and I share the concerns about large voter-approved levies in some of our areas that, particularly in. I know in my own experience on my tax levy, I spend more on my fire district than I do on general government in Island County. And those voter-approved levies are how we fund local government. But we have limited tools for Island County's role and our mandated services. And I just want to be sure that we are allowing discretion and senior discounts where they're appropriate for the people who are most vulnerable, but those people also are most dependent upon the public spaces and the public access that these places affords. And so I'm glad that you have been supportive of moving this program forward, and that we disagree about the 1% is not the most important part. The most important part is that we continue the program, set clear priorities, and continue to maintain the natural resource lands in Island County for the good of all. And so I know we've heard a lot about the 1%, but what I take away from that is, yes, that would be my preference, and for all the reasons that I stated, but my overall goal is that we preserve the program and continue to take good care of these islands that we're entrusted to be stewards of.
Thank you. So with that, we have a motion and a second to approve ordinance C-98-14.
Can I interject?
We need to amend the document.
With the
You told us
amended,
that.
yeah.
And I did not do
Wording
that.
change.
Okay, my second amendment that I will offer, that I suspect I will get a second for, is to change the word in paragraph number 7, so it will read, whereas the Board of County Commissioners finds that keeping the levy for conservation futures at the same amount as the previous year is in the best interest of the citizens. So it would replace the word rate with the rate amount, with the word amount. I'm sorry, I'm starting to get...
Is there a second? Second. We have a motion and a second to change the word rate to amount. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Then going back to the original motion, ordinance C-98-14 as amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you all. At this time, we're here for commissioners' comments and announcements.
So I have an update on Island Transit that I wanted to share, if I can find my document. At last